Chairperson, I just thought I should put on record something for us to know.
Yes.
Yesterday night between 7 and 8, my PA that from the ANC side was phoned by a person she does not know. And this person said, "You must tell Zuma that we are going to kill him. We'll also kill his children, as well as some people around him." So she informed me this morning.
Mr. Maseko, his evidence is that an improper approach was made to him to ensure that the full budget of the various departments for government advertising was allocated in favor of the New Age newspaper. That's his evidence. And what he at least seeks to conclude from his statement is that at the very least he was punished for not cooperating as he was requested to do by Mr. A.J. Gupta. And in quoting the Minister Chibani as he does in his statement, he attributes the decision to dismiss or transfer, whatever that decision was, to yourself. Do you have any comment on that?
No. I was not the cause of his being shifted. No.
It's not fair. If this is the if the legal team of the commission wishes to cross-examine Mr. Zuma, it's important that Mr. Zuma is in fact given an opportunity to then reflect with a view that he's going to be cross-examined, to reflect on all these things. Because you said the rules of the commission say, you look at an affidavit that implicates you or that mentions your name, you make a judgment call on whether or not that the allegations made in that affidavit are of a nature that fit within the investigative powers of the commission, fraud, corruption, and state capture. Now he's being asked to recall phone calls and meetings where he was not present, and to interpret what those meetings would mean. We think it's unfair, because what essentially it means is this. If he cannot say, for example, that he thinks that the meeting between Mr. Gupta, Ajay Gupta and Mr. Masego was inappropriate, then you must read something into it. It's not right. If the commission rules, for example, that this line of questioning is the correct line of questioning that must be adopted, it's no longer it's cross-examination. You're trying to prove that Mr. Zuma's private conversation were somehow relevant to his public interaction or his interaction with the Guptas in public. Give him an opportunity to then look at this with a view that is going to be cross-examined, and then he can prepare adequately for cross-examination.
In summary, Mr. Zuma, what Ms. Mentor testified to was that a member of the Gupta family offered, and I use that word advisedly in inverted commas, because whether it was an offer or not, I will deal with in a moment, a ministerial position in exchange for favoring the commercial interests of the Guptas, and that she goes further. She says that that offer, insofar as it was an offer, was made with the knowledge and approval of yourself. Now we can go through it bit by bit. There are other surrounding aspects of evidence that I can put to you, or I should put to you briefly, in fairness. but that is the essence of the evidence. Do you want to answer it at a general level, or shall we go into the detail?
No, I had no interaction with this witness, nothing.
A.J. Gupta said he would put in a word with yourself in her favor. Any response to that? Is that clear?
I don't know what could be my response, because they were discussing, two of them.
Yes.
Had nothing to do with it.
No, I understand.
Absolutely.
But
I think maybe the question should be, was your relationship with Mr. I.J. Gupta, to your knowledge, such that he could make suggestions to you as to who should be appointed minister?
No, not at all. It had nothing to do with what happens in government.
yes. Did Mr. Gupta ever speak to you about an appointment into a ministerial position?
No, never.
Have you ever been at the Gupta residence at the same time as her?
No,
No.
never.
Do you recall who Miss Mento is?
Yes, I
you do
recall.
recall, yeah.
Yes, I recall. I know her.
Yes, I'm asking because I think at a certain stage there seems to have been something from the presidency that suggested that at that time you did not recall who she was. So that's why I'm asking. But you say you do recall her.
No, I do recall her.
Okay,
I do recall her.
okay.